have hair anymore, so I can't really headbang properly. And I didn't really prepare anything other than a couple of notes for today because I've been a part of the West Side Art Studio Tour. If you can come by, I'll be up again. I have paintings out and selling books and writing $5 haiku on a 1963 Underwood typewriter that was given me by a member of the Austin Facial Hair Club. And I wrote one for an 8-year-old today. She said she wanted one about dragons. And her mother paid me with a check for $5. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, really, you and your husband don't have like a 5, a 10, or a 20 in your pocket? I got 200 in here right now. Regardless, I think I've told variations of this story, but I'm going to step in. Who knows Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Who knows 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon is a pussy. I mean, sure, he's been in more movies than me, but I'll bet that all of you and I share a friend within 3 degrees. Or at the very least, if you're planning to head to New York City, give me 2 addresses, and I will tell you the fastest subway route. So, I was woken up at the art show. I was asleep on the floor of a wood shop. This happened about an hour ago. And I just heard, "Brian!" I'm like, "Got it, I'm good." I told you I can sleep anywhere. I've been in bands since I was 13. I'm about to turn 39. I can sleep anywhere. But it was the studio of my friend Matthew Cresson. I played darts with him. He is also the brother-in-law of a dear friend of mine whom I used to cook with. And my dear friend Matthew, when he got married, I was the best man. And Matthew was the maid of honor. It was just, I mean, he was still in a suit. It wasn't doing like a drag trans thing. Like, he was just like, "Hi, my sister's getting married." And he's one of the people who convinced me to move down here to Austin. And when I moved down here and I was sleeping on an air mattress that a friend of mine who's a bouncer had loaned to me, just so I had something in my apartment, Crescent just showed up at my door one day and he was like, "We're going to HEB. I'm like, "What is that?" And he's like, "It's a supermarket." I'm like, "Cool. All right, yeah, I need groceries." He's like, "You need to bring bags." I was like, "You kidding me?" They throw away bags like nobody's business in New York. He took me to the supermarket, took me home. And the next day I get a text from a bar friend of mine from back in Brooklyn, and he was like, "Look, I know this really cute girl. She's thinking about moving to Austin. Can I give her your number?" And I was like, yeah, she's cute. I'll take your word for it. Give her my number. And I meet up with her, and she looks at me, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Brian. You must be Aubrey." And she goes, "Yeah, I know. Miller High Life, double Jack Daniels." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "I used to work at..." And then you would go to band practice. She was like, "Super fine. Wednesday nights, Water Street, Dumbo, Brooklyn." And I was like, "Oh my God, you did used to serve me." She now lives in my condo complex. And she's going to be looking after my cat in a month. So I'm driving cross country. Must have been about 19, I'm going to say. To my bandmates. We were going to do a 2-month tour on the basically mostly Southern California. And I'm driving with my friend Conway, who now is a part owner of a vineyard. My friend Will, who created a website called whathasObamaDoneLately.com. He was on MSNBC for that. And he's the most awkward fucking dude you've ever seen in your entire life. But Conway said to me, he was like, dude, we need like a theme for the road trip, bro. And I was like, well, I have this Darth Vader cutout. It's about 7 feet tall. We can just take that around and take pictures with it. He's like, nah, bro. Burger window. I'm like, what's the burger window? He goes, every odd hour, 10 minutes before, 10 minutes after. If we're passing a McDonald's, we have to stop and eat a cheeseburger. Okay, I'll take that challenge. And we did the burger challenge. I was putting down 10 McDonald's cheeseburgers a day. And when we hit the Colorado Rockies, I was like, guys, it's 12:58, there's a McDonald's. And they were like, I can't do it. I can't do another cheeseburger. I was like, let's go to Burger King. They're better. Don't ask me where that logic comes in, but I still stand by it. And we walked into the Burger King and we're waiting there, and I'm like, we have to get a cheeseburger, just choose which one you want. And behind me I hear, Brian? And I turn around and it's a guy whose dad was in a bar band, and he used to let us rehearse or just jam out on Zeppelin tunes in the basement. I haven't seen this guy in 20 years or 10 years. And I'm like, oh no, you gotta be kidding me. And I literally did a mic drop and walked outside and just sat in the parking lot for a second. I was like, I'm in the Rocky Mountains. I just bumped into a drummer that I jammed with twice when I was 13. And then I walk back in, and he's standing next to a guy who produced my high school punk band's first 2 records. He was like, Brian? I was like, Tim. All right. Fucking. All right. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? They're like, we're camping, man. Just out in the mountains, we're camping. I'm like, you're all high. And I'm not drunk because I'm driving. But we'll work this out even though it's completely bizarre. And I guess that's the point. I always try to find the point and can't always. The world is a very small place. Amen, motherfucker. The world is a very small place, and you can bump into people you haven't seen since high school gym class in a Burger King in the Colorado Rockies. So you have a couple of choices. You can be a dick. But just be a dick to the people who need to realize that they're actually the dick. Or you can be nice. Because you never know when a stranger is going to come back to you and get your 6. You never know who will return. Thank you.
Woo!